Hi, my name is Padma Dharmata, and today we are going to practice a short yoga series that focuses on strength, mobility, and pelvic floor health. This is very important for a lot of us, especially if we need help releasing the pelvic floor or even strengthening the pelvic floor. This class is going to do both. Our body needs that balance. This class is brief enough that we can incorporate it every day, but it'll be very beneficial if we can practice it at least 3 or 4 times a week. As always, remember to listen to your own body. If something doesn't feel good, you can always come out of the posture. You can modify it however you need to. You can always deepen the posture as it feels right to you. And if you're ready, let's begin. All right, so let's come standing at the middle of our mats, standing with our feet together, toes touching, heels slightly apart. You might actually be standing at the top of your mat. We're going to begin this practice, as with every yoga practice that I teach, we're going to begin with a little bit of breath work. So we won't practice our full pranayama breaths, but just standing in mountain pose. Let's stand tall, shoulders back, heart is open. And I want you to first engage the pelvic floor, and we're lifting through the abdomen. So just a slight engagement, nothing too serious here. Now we're just going to take a deep breath in through the nose. Slow, deep breath to fill up the lungs and hold it. And then as we exhale, a slow, compressed exhale. So really take your time with these breaths. So we're going to take about 5 or 6 deep breaths. You can add arm movements if you like. So inhale, deep breath. Arms up, palms pressed, reach towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, hands to heart center. One more time, we're going to inhale, sweep the arms up. Now we're still engaging the pelvic floor. As we exhale, we're lifting energy up and through the body with that engagement. One more time, inhale, deep breath. Lifting the abdomen as well. Especially on that exhale, we really want to compress the abdomen and lift with the pelvic floor as we do so. One more time. Inhale, deep breath. Exhale. And one last one. Really take your time. Okay, go ahead and take a moment here at Heart Center to set an intention or focus for your practice today, whatever it is you'd like to work on, whatever it is you'd like to bring into your practice. Maybe that is just strength and mobility and pelvic floor health. Maybe it's healing. Maybe it's to de-stress, or maybe it's to find ourselves a little more each day. Now we're going to release our arms down to our sides. Take a breath. Roll the shoulders back, heart is open. Exhale, release. Now we're going to come to the top of our mat if we're not already. Back in that mountain pose, and let's take a deep breath. Inhale, arms up. Palms pressed, reach towards the ceiling, opening ourselves up. Maybe a slight back bend here, opening the heart. And then as you exhale, we're going to fold forward, reach for the front wall as we come all the way down into a forward fold. So just take a second here. It's okay if you can't touch the floor or your mat. You can always use a block here if you like, but the goal more than anything is just to relax the spine, relax the shoulders and the neck, even if we're just kind of dangling here. Take a couple of breaths. You might bend one knee at a time. All right, now we're gonna bend the knees, place the hands on the mat. We're gonna inhale, step the right foot all the way back into a deep, deep lunge here. So that left knee is above the ankle, but we're gonna bring that right knee down to the mat, because again, we're focusing on that pelvic health. So we're gonna inhale the torso up. We're just going to press the hips forward just a little bit if we can. We should feel this opening up that right front side of the leg up into the groin area. Deep breath. You can look up if you like, slight back bend if you like. And then exhale, hands behind us. Interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders back. So one more time, we're lifting up the heart, looking up, opening up the throat, deep breath. Keep pressing the hips forward. And then inhale, hands to heart center. On your exhale, we're gonna twist the spine, bring that right elbow across to the left knee. Stack the shoulders if you can. You can even look up towards the ceiling if your spine twists that way. Still breathing those breaths. Never holding our breath. And now let's inhale, hands come back to heart center. On your exhale, we're gonna fold forward, hands to the mat, to the inside of that left foot, and press that right leg back just a little bit more here. So maybe the left foot is a little further forward than the left knee. So we can stay right here. Again, this is great for the groin, the hips. You can stay right here, or if you feel good, you can come down onto the forearms, just moving a little bit deeper into this hip opener. Take a couple breaths. You can open up that knee to the side a bit if that feels good to you. Your body will always let you know what works for it, what doesn't work for it. And we're just always listening. When you're ready, we're gonna come up onto our hands, and then we're gonna step that left foot all the way back. So we're in a tabletop position here. Now we're gonna move into a cat-cow. So just following your own breath, we're gonna inhale, arch the spine up, drop the belly, look up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, we round. Chin to the chest. Tuck the tailbone. One more time, inhale. Arch, look up towards the ceiling, drop the belly. Really exaggerate this movement if you can, however it feels good to you. Exhale, we round. And now inhale to a neutral spine. We're gonna lift the legs up into a plank position, a push-up position if you will, or you can bring the knees down to the mat for support here, just whatever's comfortable. So engage the abdomen here. Let's inhale, slowly lower all the way down. Hold it for a second. Or if you feel froggy, you can press all the way back up and do it one more time. Inhale, engage the abdomen, slowly lower all the way down. Press through to an upward facing dog. So keep the hips dropped down towards the floor, but we're pressing up through the spine. Lift the heart, come up out of the shoulders, deep breath. And tuck the toes. We're gonna exhale, push into a downward facing dog. So really press away from the mat here. Pressing that heart forward, relax the neck. Allow the heels to sink towards the floor if you can. And you can even bend one knee at a time here, just moving a little deeper into that opposite side. All right, so same thing, other side. Now we're gonna inhale, step the right foot all the way up between the hands, and we're gonna drop that left knee down to the mat. So make sure that right foot is underneath the right knee. When you're ready, we're gonna inhale, the torso comes up, reach towards the ceiling, lift the heart, really press those hips forward. So again, we should feel this across the front side of the left leg, left hip, groin area, maybe up into the abdomen. Deep breath, slight back bend if you like. And exhale, hands behind us. Interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders back. Once again, we're lifting the heart, pressing the hips forward, opening up the throat, deep breath. And we're going to inhale, hands to heart center. We're going to exhale, twist the spine. So the left elbow comes to the right knee. Stack the shoulders, and if you can, maybe look up towards the ceiling. If your spine doesn't twist like that, that's okay. We're just moving in that general direction, even if it's little micro movements. Now let's inhale, hands come back to heart center. On your exhale, we're gonna fold forward, hands to the mat, to the inside of that right foot. So you're gonna inch that left knee backwards so that that right foot is further out than the knee. So we can stay right here, maybe this is plenty, or you can exhale, come down onto the forearms if that feels better to you. And breathe, a couple deep breaths here. Again, you can roll that right knee outwards a bit if you like. It's kind of changes where we're opening up the hip. All right, when you're ready, we're gonna inhale up onto the hands. We're gonna step that right foot back. So we're back in a tabletop position, hands and knees here. So cat-cow one more time. We're gonna inhale, arch the spine, look up, drop the belly, and then exhale around, chin to the chest. Now you can also add some side-to-side movements here. So as you arch, looking up, kind of move the hips, turn the head. As you exhale, same thing. One more time. Inhale, we arch. Exhale, we round. And then we're going to shift forward into our plank or push-up position. So our knees can be up or the knees can be down. Let's inhale, slowly lower all the way down. Try to hold it right here if you can, or we can come all the way back up for that second Chaturanga. So again, we're engaging the abdomen here. Inhale, slowly lower all the way down. Push through to an upward facing dog one more time. So drop the hips, relax that lower abdomen, but lift through the spine. Lift up out of those shoulders. Deep breath. Tuck the toes. Exhale, push to a downward facing dog. Really press away from the mat here. Lengthening the spine, relax the neck. Try to allow the heels to sink a little closer to the floor. Add some movement if you like. So again, even right here, we're engaging from the pelvic floor up into the abdomen, more of an energetic line that we're lifting through the body. Now, as you're ready, we're going to bend the knees, walk the feet all the way up to the hands, back into a forward fold for just a second. If you like, you can grab the calves to pull in just a little bit deeper here. Now let's bring our hands together. Interlace the fingers, straight arms, straight spine. Inhale, reaching forward, extend the spine as we come all the way back up. Inhale, take a deep breath, lift up as high as you can, really opening ourselves up. And exhale, release. Okay, now from the position of standing at the top of our mat, we're going to turn to face the right side of our mat, feet together, back in that mountain pose, standing tall. We're going to move into a warrior series of postures. So let's inhale a deep breath, arms up, palms pressed, reach towards the ceiling. We're going to take a large step out to the right, about 4 foot distance. Arms come out parallel to the mat on either side of us. So we're really lifting through the spine here. Lift through the pelvic floor, the abdomen is engaged. Deep breath. We're going to turn the right foot towards the back of the mat. Inhale, sit deep into a lunge. So we want that right knee above the ankle, or it can be behind, but what we don't want is for that knee to go beyond the ankle. This challenges the knee. So right here, the torso is upright. Those arms are in one long line. We're breathing those breaths. So keep lifting with that pelvic floor. Not too hard, we're just gently engaging. Reverse warrior. We're going to inhale the left hand through the left thigh as that right arm reaches towards the ceiling, pulling that side body open. You can bring the left arm to the lower back if you like. Relax the neck. Deep breath. And exhale the arms parallel across the mat. Try to sit a little deeper if you can. We're going to look back across the left fingertips, flip the palms up, and then as we exhale, windmill the arms so the right hand reaches the mat. You can also use a block, or you can rest that forearm on the thigh, and then the left hand reaches towards the ceiling. So whatever feels good to you. And then once you find your place, try to sit those hips just a little bit lower. Breathe those breaths. Perfect. Let's inhale. The torso comes all the way back up. Sit in that warrior two one more second, and straighten the right leg. Toes pivot to the center. One more time, lift through the spine. Heart is open. Now we're going to turn the left foot to the front of the mat. Inhale, back into that lunge. So same thing, that left knee is above the ankle. The torso is not leaning, but we're upright. Strong arms. Engage the abdomen, lift. Reverse warrior. Let's inhale, right hand to the right thigh or the lower back as the left arm reaches towards the ceiling. Try to stay in that lunge as we pull that side body open. Deep breath, relax the neck. And exhale the arms. Parallel across the mat. Try to sit a little deeper if you can. We're gonna look back, cross the right fingertips, flip the palms up. Exhale, windmill the arms so the left hand comes to the mat. You can use your block or you can rest on that thigh. Right hand reaches towards the ceiling, and our goal is eventually to look up across those right fingertips. If your neck allows, try to get those hips low if you can. And breathe. Let's inhale. The torso comes all the way back up. Warrior two, one more second. You got this. Let's straighten that left leg. Toes pivot to the center. Hands to the hips. All right. Now, we're going to move into a forward fold here. So we're just going to inhale, slight back bend, open up the heart. And as you exhale, hinge at the hips as we fold forward. Placing the hands on the mat here. And then you can challenge yourself to widen your stance a bit. Find what works for you. Now, we can stay right here. If we need, we can rest on blocks. Or if you feel good here, you can bring the forehead, the crown of the head, closer to the mat. And then you can reach out to grab the ankles and pull the crown of the head a little closer to the floor. So we're just elongating the spine here. And breathing those breaths. Perfect. Let's inhale, bend the knees, torso halfway up, hands to the thighs. Take a second here. Hands to the hips as we come all the way up. Now we're going to shorten our stance, so about 2 or 3 foot distance between the feet. We're going to turn the right foot towards the back of our mat, pick the left foot up and shift it over. So we're more of a natural walking position here. So if you're just walking across the room and you stop mid-stride, this should be exactly what we look like. The hips face directly towards the back of the mat. Right hand on the right hip. Let's inhale, the left arm up towards the ceiling, open up the heart, slight back bend. On your exhale, we're gonna slowly fold forward, reaching, eventually bringing the hand to the mat. You can rest on a block here, or you can rest on the shin, whatever feels best to you. Now you can stay right exactly here, or lift with the pelvic floor, engage the abdomen. We're gonna exhale, twist, stack the shoulders, and then if you can, reach the right hand up towards the ceiling. You might be able to look up across the right fingertips. If that's not today, that's okay. So we're gonna breathe into this twist. This is also an excellent posture for sciatica as we're opening up that area that tends to pinch the sciatic nerve. So deep breaths. Excellent. Let's bring both hands down to the mat. Before we come up, both hands to the hips, straight spine, engage the core. Inhale, lift the torso up. We're gonna pivot to the center. We're gonna pivot to the front. Same thing, other side. So hips face the front of the mat. Inhale, the right arm up towards the ceiling, open up the heart, deep breath. And exhale, slowly fold forward, reaching. Eventually bring the hand to the mat. You can place it on a block. You can place it on the shin. You can stay here, or we can exhale, twist the spine, stack the shoulders, eventually reaching that left hand up towards the ceiling. You can look up across the fingertips if you like. So the legs are straight here as much as we can, and we're breathing those deep breaths. Excellent. Let's bring both hands down to the mat. Hands to the hips, straight spine. Inhale, the torso comes all the way up. Now we're going to step the right foot up to meet the left. Release the arms. Inhale, a deep breath. Arms come up, palms pressed, reach towards the ceiling. And exhale, release. So now we're going to step our feet about 2 feet apart from each other and then turn the toes slightly outwards. Modified garland pose. We're going to inhale, a deep breath, arms up, palms pressed, reach towards the ceiling. On your exhale, hands come down to heart center. careful of the knees. We're gonna inhale, sit all the way down into a full squat here. If we have knee issues, you can always stay about halfway. You can always set a block on its long end and kind of rest on that block. Now, if we feel good here, get the tailbone all the way down, elbows to the inner thighs, palms press, and then lift through the spine. So right here, we're gonna lift through the pelvic floor, the abdomen. This is one of the greatest postures we can utilize for pelvic floor health. As we breathe a few breaths here. From this posture, you can move into many modifications, but for the sake of the focus of this class, we're just gonna stay in this garland pose. And now we can also gently rock from side to side here. This helps to open up the groin areas. It's also great for our hip health. This is excellent for the lower back as well. Just a few breaths. If you like, you can even tuck your chin to the chest as we lift through the spine. A couple more seconds. And then as you're ready, we're just gonna gently release down onto our mats. Go ahead and take a drink of water, and then we are going to lay down on our mats as we move into a few floor postures. So we're just gonna lie down on our mats, laying on our backs. And let's just begin by taking a deep breath, roll the shoulders back, and as we exhale, just relax the entire body. We're not holding on to anything here. One more time, take a deep breath. And as we exhale, we're just letting go. Now on our next inhale, we're gonna bend both knees. Feet are flat on the mat, feet together. As we exhale, we're gonna gently release the knees outwards as the soles of the feet come together. So this should be a gentle opening in the groin and the hip area. You may not feel anything in this posture if you have pretty open hips. Maybe you feel a lot. You can bring the feet closer to the body or further away. You can experiment with this posture, find what feels best to you. You can also use a strap around the feet to kind of pull them in if that feels good to you, or we can just stay right here. So with every breath, we're just sending energy in, up through the pelvic floor as we lift, engage the abdomen. And as we exhale, we're just releasing the pelvic floor, releasing the abdomen. Now, regardless of whether we are focusing on the pelvic floor or not, these postures are highly beneficial. For the sake of this video, I'm mentioning it so we get extra benefit for the health of the pelvic floor. Sometimes we have to bring intention to releasing whenever we hold too much. And then also, sometimes we need focus on holding it so that we can strengthen the pelvic floor. So it's all about balance. When you're ready, we're gonna inhale the knees together. We're gonna straighten the legs back out on the mat for wind removing pose. So on your next inhale, we're gonna bring the right knee into the chest, interlace the fingers around that right knee, pull the leg in as deep as you can. Left leg is straight, and then flex both feet so the toes reach up towards the face. So this is a very active and engaged posture. We're really working here. And we're breathing deep breaths. This is really great for our reproductive health, our digestive system, and our lungs. This deep compression that we're getting on the abdomen. Maybe we're getting a compression, maybe we're not. It depends on our body. And then we're gonna exhale, release. This is one of the most beneficial postures we can practice. On your next inhale, left knee to the chest, interlace the fingers around that knee, pull that leg in. We can always use a strap to grab the leg if needed. Right leg is straight, both feet flexed. Deep breaths. This helps to push out a lot of the stagnant blood in some of our organs. And then as we release this posture, it allows freshly oxygenated blood to surge back into those organs. A lot of what we do in yoga is not just for the external body and our muscles, let's exhale, release, but it's also for our internal body, our systems internally, our organs. And let's inhale both knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the legs, deep breaths. So either the knees can be towards the chest, or if this is a little uncomfortable, you can always bring the knees towards the shoulders. Either way is beneficial. You can also gently rock from side to side here. A little massage on the sacral area of the spine. And as well as internal and external. So much of what we do in our yoga practice is also energetic. Let's exhale. We're going to extend the legs straight up towards the ceiling, flex the toes down towards the face, arms down beside us. We're just going to inhale gently, straight legs, lower the legs down to the mat, engage the abdomen here. And then slowly let them rest on the floor. Take a breath. Reclining spinal twist. We're going to inhale, bend the right knee. As you exhale, we're going to fold the right leg over to the left. So really twist the hips here. Maybe you can get that right knee to touch the floor. If not, it's okay. We're going to try to keep both shoulders on the floor. Reach that right hand back behind you. Or you can bend the arm if there's a wall right behind you, like there is for me. So we're looking back across the right shoulder if you can. The goal here is essentially for the spine to be twisted, every vertebrae from the bottom all the way to the top in 2 different directions. And breathe as you exhale. We're just releasing into this twist. Also a great posture for our back, our hips, and our reproductive health. Now, any of these postures you can hold for as long as you like. We're going to inhale back to center. We're going to straighten the right leg, bend the left knee. On your exhale, same thing, other side. We're just going to fold that right leg over to the left, twist hips, rotate that right shoulder open, look back across the left fingertips if you can. Now we can push ourselves into this twist. Sometimes that feels good. But also with every exhale, we just want to relax into this twist. I never want to force our body where it's not ready, but allow our body to do the work for us. Perfect. Let's inhale back to center. Bending both knees, feet flat on the mat. This is our foot to knee pose, or also known as a modified pigeon pose. So we're going to bring that right foot up onto the left knee. So the right knee falls outwards. We're going to take the right hand, send it through the legs, and interlace the fingers behind the left knee, and then pull the knee up towards the chest. So if you can't reach, you can also use a strap or a cloth here to help with that grasp. And then if you like, you can pull the forehead up to the knee. You might feel a slight opening in the right hip. Now, if you want a little bit more, you can straighten that left leg and grab the foot or the ankle, and you can pull that shin down towards the forehead. All of these postures adapt to meet your body. Where you're at is perfect. And sometimes where we're at every day is a little bit different. And that's perfectly fine. That's part of this journey. Let's exhale, release. We're going to bring that left foot on top of the right, left hand through the legs, interlace the fingers behind the right knee, pull the knee up to the chest. You can pull the forehead up towards the knee if you like, or if you want a little more, you can straighten that right leg, grab the foot or the ankle, and then try to pull the shin towards the forehead. Your body will always tell you what it wants and what it needs. All we have to do is listen. Let's exhale, release. Bending both knees, feet flat on the mat. We're going to bring our feet as close to the glutes as you comfortably can here. Arms down beside us on the mat. Roll the shoulders back. We're going to move into a bridge pose. Now, this is really going to help with our pelvic floor strength here, as well as releasing any extra tension in the pelvic floor. So we're just going to inhale, lift the hips up towards the ceiling, and really use the glutes here. Keep the palms pressed into the mat. Now we can just hold it here, or if you're able, we're just gonna gently release the hips back down towards the mat. We're gonna lift the hips 10 times. Each time, lift the hips up as high as you can. So if you're ready, we're gonna inhale, lift the hips high as you can. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, and just breathe at your own pace. Maybe we're moving a little faster than your breath. Deep breaths are what's important here. And each time, lift up as high as you can. So as we're up high, we're lifting from the pelvic floor up. Got 2 more. And 10. So this time I want you to really lift those hips. Chin might be on the chest. Press the hips up as high as you can for 3 seconds. Keep breathing those breaths. 2, 1, exhale. Good job. Gently release the hips down to the mat. We're gonna bring the knees into the chest. Wrap the arms around those knees. Release that tension we built up in the glutes and the low back. Maybe gently rock from side to side here. You can stay right here for a moment if you need to. And then when you're ready, we're just gonna gently come up, however is comfortable for you. We're gonna come over onto our hands and our knees. Take a breath, take a drink of water if you need to. And we're gonna press up into a downward facing dog. We've got one more active posture here. This is a full pigeon pose. We're gonna start by inhaling the right leg up towards the ceiling. Hold it a second. And then on your exhale, fold the right leg under the body, across the mat. Push that left leg back. So listen to your body. This might be a little bit intense. If it's a little intense, you can keep that right foot closer to the groin. You can also sit that hip on a block if needed. Okay, we're gonna inhale, lift through the spine, open the heart. So we're already opening up that groin space as well as the hip. You can stay here, or we can exhale, fold forward. You can relax on a block, or you can bring your forehead all the way down to your mat. We're just taking a few deep breaths here. And while we're in this posture, maybe just acknowledge any tension that we're feeling in the hip, especially in the right hip. This tends to be where we hold our emotions, our relationships. And with each exhale, we're just letting go of as much tension as we can. We're letting go of whatever we're holding on to. We tend to hold so much of our life in our body that often a lot of our ailments come from the things that we're holding on to, rather they are coming from our body itself. So we can use our body as a tool to work through these issues and work on letting go of these things in our mind. A lot of it is subconscious. Sometimes we don't even know what it is, but we can still use our body as a tool to work through our life. All we have to do is listen. So you can stay here if you like, or if you're ready, we're just gonna press up, back into that downward facing dog. Switching sides, we're gonna inhale the left leg up towards the ceiling, really press it up. On your exhale, fold the left leg under the body, across the mat. Push that right leg back. Inhale, lift through the spine. Modify it however you need to. You can stay right here, or we can exhale, fold forward across the left leg. So once again, we're just taking a few deep breaths. We can also use this practice not just to focus on physical tension, but to maybe recognize whatever it is that we're holding on to in our mind. We hold on to a lot in our mind. Yes, a lot of it is subconscious, but a lot of it is very conscious as well. Those little situations in our mind that come back up and we get frustrated about maybe their daily happenings in our life or relationships in our life. Whatever it is, as we breathe, with every exhale, we're just letting go even of that. There's nothing we can do about it in this moment. We don't need to think about it. Right here, we're in this moment, in this breath. And whenever the time is right, we can revisit it and deal with it in a different time. Let's take a couple more breaths. A lot of times when we hold on to things, yes, often we need to create solutions, but often we just stress ourselves out by contemplating the situation over and over with no progress. And we have to create a space to let go of those moments every day. When you're ready, we're going to press up onto our hands. We're going to step up, back into a downward facing dog. One more time, really press the tailbone up. Take a deep breath. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, bend our knees, come down onto our mats into a kneeling position. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, release. For Savasana, we're just going to lay down on our mats. Shoulders back, palms face the ceiling. Just take a deep breath in through the nose. And as we exhale, just let go. There's nothing to hold on to or to think about in this moment. Our goal is to simply just be in this moment. So as we lie here, take a moment to mentally scan the body and look for whatever we're holding on to. What muscle is still engaged? Where do we feel energy in our body? And with each exhalation, just let go of that tension that we feel. Even in this moment, mentally relax the pelvic floor. Relax the shoulders. Relax the neck, the spine, the glutes, the arms and the legs, the fingers and the toes. Then look a little further and even relax any tension in the scalp, in the forehead, between the eyebrows. Let the eyelids gently close. Let the eyeballs roll towards the back of the head. Unclench the jaw and allow the tongue to come away from the top of the mouth. And simply just allow yourself to be here in this space, in this moment, in this breath. And you can stay right here as long as you like. Simply allowing yourself to be present. And if any thoughts come, just Just don't entertain the thoughts. Let them come, let them go. When you're ready, let's begin to deepen the breath. Wiggling the fingers and the toes to wake the body. When you're ready, let's inhale, bend the knees. We're going to turn to the right side of the body, moving into a fetal position for just a moment, slightly rounding the spine. Knees towards the chest, just a neutral position for the spine. Then when you're ready, we're going to inhale all the way up to a seated position, however is comfortable to you. Thank you. For more videos, yoga classes, events, and trainings, feel free to visit my website at bearyogis.com, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.